Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Adjustment Township of Berkeley Heights. We have our public meeting. Tonight is February 26, 2026 on the clock. We have 7 p.m. Please note that this meeting is being held in conformance with all regulations of the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of the meeting has been posted on the town website and sent to the newspaper of record. The agenda will be posted on the town website and the bulletin board fronting Town Hall a minimum of 48 hours in advance of the meeting. The agenda items will not necessarily be heard in the order listed, and the meeting will not continue substantially past 10:30 p.m. Regina, may I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Sullivan.
Present.
Mr. Coviello.
Here.
Mr. D'Elia.
Here.
Mr. Ringwood.
Here.
Mr. Sylvester.
Here.
Mr. Pareda.
Here.
Ms. West Augustine. Mr. Deegan.
Here.
Mr. Smith. Ms. Wolf.
Here. Thank you. And let's just take care of some housekeeping items. The adoption of the minutes from January 22nd, 2026, which is our last regular meeting. Mr. Deegan, did you have an opportunity to review the minutes?
I did. I found them to be in order and I make a move to accept.
Thank you. And may I have a second by Mr. Pareda, if you were.
Second that.
Thank you. And may I have, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The adoption of resolutions, the official newspapers of record for the Board of Adjustment will include now the Courier News online publication in addition to the Bridgewater and the Courier. The Star, Bridgewater and the Star, the two. Bridgewater, yes.
Courier and the Star Ledger, yes.
Thank you. And we will add, make an adjustment to add the electronic. May I have a motion on the resolution for notice? Mr. Coviello?
I abstain. No, I'm motion to accept.
Have a second by Mr. Ringwood.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor? Roll call on that.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Coviello.
Yes.
Mr. D'Elia.
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester.
Yes.
Mr. Pareda.
Yes.
Mr. Deegan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. And our second order resolution, amending the resolution which we appointed our 2026 Board of Adjustment Attorney, Ms. Wolf. And Ms. Wolf has moved on to another firm known as Norris McLaughlin, PA, located in Bridgewater, New Jersey. And may I have a motion to approve the resolution for a change in firm, Mr. Sylvester?
I make that motion.
Now a second by Mr. Deegan,
I second that motion.
and a roll call on the change of a firm and address, please.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Coviello.
Yes.
Mr. D'Elia.
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester.
Yes.
Mr. Pareda.
Yes.
Mr. Deegan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you very much. Moving on. And resolution 25020. This is 280 Killarney Drive, block 4401, lot 9. This was a front portico in the R20 zone. Mr. Ringwood, did you have an opportunity to review the resolution?
I did, it's in order, I make a motion that we accept it.
Thank you, ma'am. A second by Mr. Pareda,
Second the motion.
and a roll call on 25020.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Coviello.
Yes.
Mr. D'Elia.
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester.
Yes.
Mr. Pareda.
Yes.
Mr. Deegan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. And resolutions continue 25018. The Batici Party located at 51 Mercier in the R20 zone. This was they returned, they were approved years back, and the family returned, tweaked their project, most of it within conformance with municipal land use law. Mr. Coviello, may I have a motion on 25018?
I read the resolution. It is in order. I'll make a motion to accept.
I have a second by Mr. D'Elia.
I'll second.
And a roll call on 25018.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Coviello.
Yes.
Mr. D'Elia.
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester.
Yes.
Mr. Pareda.
Yes.
Mr. Deegan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. And our final resolution this evening, 25019. The Whitaker Party located at 168 Washington. This was the subject of a lap pool and height of a fence, I believe. And Mr. Deegan, did you have an opportunity to review the resolution?
I did review the resolution. I make a motion to accept.
I have a second by Mr. Delia. Second. And a roll call on 25019.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Mr. Coviello,
Yes.
Mr. Delia,
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood,
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester,
Yes.
Mr. Pareda,
Yes.
Mr. Deegan,
Yes,
motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. And our final application, we're gonna move on to, actually, we're gonna announce a carry to March 26th without further notice. Application 240020. This is Berkeley Heights, 713 Realty. This is 713 Plainfield Avenue, block 3102, lot 33 in the R20 zone. This is a service station located on Plainfield Avenue. That meeting and session will be postponed and carried to March 26, 2026 without further notice, if anyone's here for that meeting. Thank you. Our next application, it's an update, application 25002, Missouli Living Trust, 60 Liberty Avenue, block 1806, lot 3. The applicant, architect, and contractor were required to return, they were approved a year ago by the planning board unanimous, by the zoning board unanimous, and they needed to return because they tweaked some of the impervious coverage. At the end of the day, the impervious coverage offered a net zero on the gain. They sacrificed a portion of a patio to improve a rear yard single-story addition and reduced some significance in the driveway to bring them back to a net zero impervious coverage. There are notes, there is an architect memo and some calculations. Did anyone have any comment or anything on this? Because we will approve the resolution, which affirms the resolution that we approved last year. Any comments from anyone? Mr. Sylvester?
I make a motion that we just adopt it.
Thank you. And may I have a second by Mr. Deegan?
I'll make that second.
Okay, and a roll call on the Missouli party, which is 25002.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Coviello,
Yes.
Mr. Delia,
Yes.
Mr. Ringwood,
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester,
Yes.
Mr. Pareda,
Yes.
Mr. Deegan,
Yes,
motion carries 7-0.
Thank you very much, and we're moving on to our next application. This evening is 25013, Rodak Builders LLC, 123 Forest Avenue, block 508, lot 6, in the R15 zone.
Yes.
And council will introduce some of the improvements and the tweaking regarding this application. Council, please.
Yes,
Thank you
John
very much.
Barbarella on behalf of Rodak Builders LLC. We have an application before you that's a lot more than tweaking. We have modified this particular application so that it is in compliance with, you'll hear, we have a cleanup matter. The way this always works, the way I present it, I do engineering, architectural, and planner. And when we get to the planner will tell you that there's 8 to 9 houses almost exactly the same size as what we're proposing. Additionally, when you talk about the municipal land use law, you're all very experienced members of the board. You know that particular shape and odd shape of a property is a classic for a C1 and C2 variance. In this case, our engineer will indicate under oath that if we tore down the house, there's no way we would not be required to have a front yard variance. The odd shape of this particular property meets this, and it's a classic municipal land use application. With that said, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I'd like to call my engineer, Tom, and he will, just so that we have no issue, I'll requalify him and he'll present. We're gonna just put up a board.
Hey, please, please,
I also-
help yourself to the easels, and if you'd like to relocate them for the benefit of the public, that's
Get that to me.
much appreciated. Thanks.
Why
Why don't we leave it there, since we have most of the public seated on that side of the room, so the public and the board can see this.
If any member of the public wants to come behind me, I don't know, quite all right, to come and see. Not an issue.
And what I just passed out will be exhibit A1, and it's just a chart highlighting the differences between the prior proposal and the current proposal.
Mr. Chairman, we believe that in order to help the board make a more cogent decision, we wanted to give you the before and the after to show you the efforts that this applicant has made to bring this property more in keeping with the area. So that exhibit showed you the side-by-side comparison. Can you face the attorney? She's gonna swear at you.
Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I agree.
And your name and address for the record?
Yeah, Thomas G. Stearns III, Stearns, 144 Jewel Street, Garfield, New Jersey.
And Tom, would you give the board the benefit of your education and your licensing, please?
Sure, I'm a licensed engineer in the state of New Jersey, licensed land surveyor. I've been practicing engineering and surveying in the state for more than 20 years. I've been accepted before many boards as an expert in engineering and before this board several months ago.
Mr. Chairman, I submit Tom for an expert in engineering with your permission.
Thank you, we accept.
Thank you.
Please proceed. Thank you.
So Tom, a couple of things, you heard me make a statement about that. If we tore down the house, we're still gonna need a front yard variance. You just go through that and,
Sure. So just real quickly, we know this is 123 Forest Avenue, lot 6, lot 508. I'll just reference my plan. This is my plan revised 1726. That's the third revision on this plan. So we have an odd shaped lot, triangular shaped lot on the curve of Forest Avenue, it's on the southerly side. So we have a configuration of 148.93 on the northeasterly side, southeasterly side, and we have 120.66 on the westerly side. So our just due to the triangular nature of this lot makes it difficult to develop. The front yard setback in this zone is 50 feet. So you can see if you go back 50 feet. So also in saying that, we have our setback study on our plan, and the setback study of the 6 dwellings that we have shown here is 33.13.
and that means that basically based upon the homes in the area, that's where they were located.
That's correct, yeah.
So you're doing it within the average of the community there.
Right, so that existing dwelling that sits on this lot is that same approximately 31.71 setback and 30 feet around the bend on the other side. Also, originally, the zoning official stated that there was no rear yard setback, but with further discussion, he said for a rear yard setback in this case, he would draw a circle around the triangular intersection in the back and have a circle that's 40 feet out. So we showed that. That's our rear yard setback on the site plan at this location. So if you squeeze between that setback and a 50-foot setback, geometrically, you'd have it'd be difficult to put a house in that spot.
One odd shaped house.
It would be an odd shaped house as well, yes.
Now, also, the existing house is a ranch, and it appears that it take up more of the lot than the new proposal.
It does. The existing footprint of the existing lot is 15.1% of the building coverage, the footprint.
And what is our proposal?
So our proposed is 14.9.
So we're reducing the coverage from the existing to the new proposal.
We are, yes. Also, so dramatic change in the width of the building. So we changed the width of the building from 70 feet to 50 feet.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, let me just go to the existing conditions 1 second.
And this is the same as A1 that we've handed to the members of the board so they can see it close side.
This is here, but I'm gonna skip this.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go to a blow up of the, this is the survey, which is in the upper left-hand corner of your
Do
map.
we have that? Or is that an exhibit?
That is the survey. You do have that, yes, on file.
Oh, that's the prior survey.
That's the
Okay.
prior survey, correct. And that is the same as the boundary and topo shown on the site plan, which everyone has. So just, the only thing I added to this is I added the adjacent dwellings. And it just shows the disparity of the existing dwelling with the adjacent dwellings. You can see how this one, it's obviously 70 feet long. It's along almost parallel with the northerly side or the southerly side of Forest, this end. It really has an odd shaped backyard, and it fits in with this property here, but if lot 7 wasn't there, it would be more in accordance with a normal house. But since lot 7's there, our backyard is facing the side yard of lot 7.
So the change in the configuration of our footprint actually makes it better for that neighbor.
It does. So we
With a
did,
greater area.
that's correct. So we did two things. We, and also, if you look at the, I don't have a streetscape map, but, just the configuration of the other lots, even across the street, everyone's approximately a 30-foot setback. And they're arranged around the curve of Forest. Since this was an odd shape, it was built in an odd way as well. So this is the same as, this is a blow up of the site plan detail. So what we did is we actually rotate, so we did two things. First, we narrowed the building, so we went from 70 feet wide to 50 feet wide. Right, big difference. So you can see our side yard setbacks at the rear of this dwelling are approximately 20 feet, 19.81 on this side and 20.91 on this side. So somewhat balanced. And also, if you kind of swing a radius, it matches those adjacent dwellings, and it's more in conformance with the curve of Forest Ave.
You know, for clarity, just I would rather list the blow-ups as A2 and A3. Right? And then we can give it to the board when we're done.
That's good.
So on that one, it'd be A3, and on the other one, it'd be A2. Even though it's the same as the package, it just, when somebody tries to listen to this, they won't understand what we're doing. Now they will. But now we're gonna go to the chart A1.
Yes, I'll do that. So I'll just go back to the site plan for a second. So we were here in November. We had a different house. So this house is slightly smaller than that house was.
Ooh, that's an understatement. It's substantially smaller, yes.
Yes. And obviously smaller in width than the existing dwelling. So our setbacks now are, we have 32 on the southerly side of Forest Avenue, and on the, I guess you call it the westerly, on the curve, 3791. So we are further back from the right of way, 32 being the closest one, and that's more than the existing dwelling is now. And that's really the only variance that we do have, and we conform with height, side yard setbacks.
Let's talk about height. What is the height today? What was the height in November? What is the height proposed today?
Sure. We're gonna go to A1 now. So building height, so allow, 30 feet is allowed. Existing building was a one-story building.
Okay.
The prior plan had a height of 28.32. And then this plan has a height of 25.68. So we dropped the height by approximately just under 3 feet.
Okay.
So that's a big change as well.
And that's to the ridge beam, to the.
That's to the ridge, yes.
Not to the peak.
That's to the mid-roof. The mid-roof, correct, mid-roof.
I just want to make sure we clarify when we say height, that people, right, to the definition of height.
Yes.
over that.
Gotta wait your turn.
Yeah.
Just but to the definition of height. That's
No,
what we're talking
exactly,
about.
right. Definition of height as defined by the borough.
Okay.
Now you wanna just go
through this
briefly
chart.
through the chart so that they all have it, they're all very experienced, but if you could just go through prior plan and exist and the
Sure. So the columns are the required bulk items. Then we have the existing dwelling, then we have the plan that we submitted in November. And then we have our current plan right now. So we have the front yard setback where the average is 33.13.
There are extra copies of this chart. If anyone in the public is interested, we have a few extra copies. This is the matrix that the planner is reviewing and engineer is reviewing regarding the changes and modifications since our November meeting.
So our front yard has been reduced by 1.5 feet.
That's correct, yes. We were at 33.5, the fire plan, the existing was 30.30, and we're at 32 now. And then, as I said, the other side was 37, so that was pushed back quite a bit due to the rotation of the building. So side yard 18 is required, existing house is 28.16. The prior plan had 81, I'm sorry. And then, we're currently at 20.91 on the one side.
Which is a little bit more than we've increased the space between the house by 2 feet.
That's right, yes,
2 feet, 1/10.
2 feet and a tent.
And that takes into consideration a no build in the easements, correct?
That's correct, yes.
No, we don't touch the easement.
We're not touching that easement, yes. There is an easement on the, on that southerly side of the property. Side yard both 30 is required. Existing house was 48.14. The prior plan was 41.31, and we're at 40.72. So 0.59 less than the prior plan and a lot less than the, existing dwelling. Building height, I just said 30 feet is required. Prior plan was 28.32. We dropped it to 25.68, which is 2.64 lower. Building coverage, 15% is required. The existing dwelling is over that at 15.1. The prior plan was 15, and we're at 14.9. So we dropped that even further. Lot coverage, 25% is required. 24.1 was the existing dwelling, 24.3 was the prior plan that we had, and we're at 23.8. So we reduced that quite a bit too, by half a percent.
So based upon the change of the configuration of the home, that we've increased the air, the light, and the feel of this house as opposed to the neighboring properties on the left and the right.
That's true, yes.
Mr. Chairman, that's all the questions I have for my engineer. I submit them to the board for any questions.
Members of the board, any questions for the engineer regarding the revision in the plans and in comparison to our November section?
I just have one, it's just a simple question. I get the reduction in height. The building shifted just like a little bit, right, which is moving the numbers for the front yard setback, side yard setback, kind of like a piece here and there.
Right, the big thing was the rotation.
What prompted that rotation further? Because you had already had it rotated a bit?
We had some discussion with our planner just about, the other thing we did is we plotted these adjacent dwellings.
Mhm.
And once we did, it kind of made more sense to do what we did.
So which way did you rotate the house? Did you
Rotate it this way, this way, so clockwise.
bringing that rear corner
Following
closer?
the curvature of the road.
No, I just was, yeah, because it was all minor changes, but it just, I was wondering why it just.
Right, once we plotted these, it just, this is what made more sense. to us.
We're attempting to get as much open space.
Right. Which, and then you have that oval in that area, which is it's privately owned, but it's a common area of, open space.
And did you also change the driveway, the curb cut? I think it was 24 on the prior drop curb,
It may
yeah.
have been larger, yeah, so we're at
Okay.
18 now.
Okay.
For that.
Which is what the ordinance is.
So we went down 6 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you really change that, or was it ever 24? Was it 24? And the reason I ask is because I don't remember that being
Remember the
variance.
driveway was 24 and that curb cut was 20?
I just remember that
I know
it
we
not being
reduced it.
a variance,
I
right?
think the curve was smaller than the driveway.
Which is fine, right, because the curb would be 18 and the driveway could be whatever it needs.
You really need the driveway 30 feet wide. With everybody's cars.
Looks like the driveway, the original driveway was 19 and a half. Reduced to 18,
No,
and the house is 1 foot closer. Correct? To the front property line. Which reduces the impervious coverage of the driveway by a foot times 18 feet. you know.
Right.
That's showing the 24.3 to 23.8. There's a little tweak there regarding impervious coverage. Mr. Sylvester, Mr. Prada, any questions for the engineer?
Looks pretty good, I think.
No, I think, we put a lot of effort and listened to a lot of the concern and working on the line.
Mr. Billion? No. Mr. Deegan?
No, I'm good.
Thank you. Council, we'll move on to your next professional.
Did you want to open him up to the public or gonna do everybody else?
We'll do everything at the end.
At this time, I'd like call my architect,
Thank you very
Raymond
much.
Sadra.
Thank you.
And I know you've been sworn in before, but Amanda, let's just
Do it again.
close the loop and
Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you. Your name and address?
Ayman Sedra, last name is Sedra, Sedra, and address is 188 Eagle Rock Avenue, Suite 5, Roseland, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Mr. Sadra, would you give the board the benefit of your education and your licensing, please?
Sure, I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey since 2016. And I testified in front of many boards, including this one, a few months back. And my license in a good standing and current.
thank you. We
I'd like to
accept.
submit him as an expert in architecture.
Thank you, council. Please proceed.
So, Amon, we basically have a complete redraw of the house. Can you go over and explain to the board what we've done here?
Sure, I did actually a comparison between the previous one and the new one.
And we're gonna mark that as A4, please.
And what's the date on that?
It has today's date.
We don't have these though, right? Like, there's not copies out there.
Now, the comparison you don't have, but you only have the new one.
Okay,
Yeah, I wanted you to see side by side, just because what you're looking at, what we submitted is the new plan, but it makes it a lot easier for everybody to understand when it's side by side.
So anything on the left side is the old design, anything on the right side is the new design. I put the floor plans side by side here, so you can see the old on the left, the new on the right. So the first one is the basement floor plan. The basement floor plan, we changed the layout, we canceled the bedroom that existed in the first layout. And also we turned the full bathroom to a half bathroom. And we canceled also the playroom. So in the new design, we only just have one open space, powder room, and the mechanical room in the back. And also we have the stair on the right side. I'm gonna talk at the end about the areas, how they compare when
Okay,
I
great.
finish with that. So that's the basement. Also, I would like to mention that the back side of the basement, we turned it to a crawl space.
And that eliminates the converting it
That
to a room,
eliminates a lot of square footage.
which is one of the concerns that was mentioned by members of the board.
These two, these are the first floor plan. The first floor plan, layout wise didn't change much, except we canceled the powder room, a half bathroom. We canceled a half bathroom and we made the bathroom kind of like share between the guest room and the main floor plan. We still have 2-car garage. Also, I would like to mention that the width of the building shrunk by much. The original design was 53.8 inches. This one is 50 feet 4 inches, the new one.
58 to 54.
53.
50 feet 4 inches, and the old one was 53 feet 8 inches.
And this is still part of the same exhibit, but the back page.
Should I make it like a different exhibit?
Just put the same A4 with 2, A4-2. And that way the record will be complete. Thank you.
The top of the sheet is the second floor. In the old plan, we have four bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And also, we have two-story family room, we have, two-story foyer. We have a laundry room. The new plan is similar, also has four bedrooms. We have a bigger, actually, two-story family room. And also we have 3 bathrooms in this level. The next one is the attic. We used to have an attic in the old design. We don't have an attic here.
So there's no way of converting the attic to living space.
Yeah, it's only accessible by pull down stairs, so it's just for storage
So unless you have,
Storage and mechanicals?
and mechanical equipment.
so unless you have a relative you don't like, it's nobody's gonna live up there.
Now I'm gonna go over the areas. This table shows the areas here of the old and the new. The basement, the area of the old basement was 1,410 square feet. The new basement is 1,051. And the difference is 359. That's the reduction, 359 square feet. As I mentioned, the basement used to have 1 bedroom and 1 full bathroom. Now it has no bedroom and half bathroom. Okay. The next floor, the first floor is, the old plan is 1,420. The new plan is 1,384, 36 square feet reduction. Used to have, the old plan used to have 1 bedroom, 1.5 bathroom. Now we have 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Second floor, the area is the old area is 1,513. The new area is 1,438, 75 square feet reduction. Used to have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathroom, still the same 4 bedroom and 3 bathroom. The attic area, the old plan used to have 365 square feet of livable attic area. No bedrooms, no bathrooms. The new plan, the attic is canceled. And obviously no rooms up there. The total area of the old plan used to be 4,708 square feet. This is the livable area, including basement, first, second, and attic. 4,708 square feet. 6 bedroom, that's the total bedrooms for this house, 6 bedroom and 5.5 bathrooms. The new plan is 3,873 square feet. Now we have 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. The total reduction between the old plan and the new plan is 835 square feet. Now the building height. I'm gonna say the two scenarios we have. To the midpoint, the old plan used to be 28.31. The new plan is 25.69. And now I'm gonna say the second scenario, which is to the highest point of the roof. So to the highest point of the roof, the old plan was 33.98. The new plan is 29.35.
We keep it below 30.
Did I mark this anything?
Do our plans have it colorized?
What,
Does our plan have that in color?
no,
All right, so it would be, what is it, A5. So these are the same plans that we submitted, however, now in the upper right-hand corner, you colorized it.
that's correct. So again, the left side is the old, the right side is the new. You will see the height also called out here on the left side of the elevations. Also, we made the design a little bit different. The left side wing, we made it look like a 1.5 stories, so it's not like a big structure and reduces the mass of the building. And also, obviously, the height reduction, it will reduce the massing, and also even the width shrunk. So all this will reduce the size of the building. This is the rendering that shows that, and this is the front, new, old, rear, new, old, and this is the other sides.
That we have submitted, that's right.
That's you, yeah.
That's old and new.
The comparison wasn't submitted,
So
just
That's A52,
Yeah, number 3.
just because it's the comparison.
And the materials for the exterior of the house, are they similar to what was presented in November?
Correct. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Just to recap from what I'm looking at, the number of bedrooms in November was 6, reduced to 5. The number of bathrooms in November was 5.5, reduced to 4.5. Habitable space, a net decrease of 835 from November to present day, and it adjusts on each of the floor. The habitable attic has been reduced from 365 to 0. With that said, may I get a motion to open up the meeting to members of the?
You have more people to present?
I have a planner as my cleanup pattern.
Okay, and let's,
But
Thank you,
Mr. Sadler for any questions on the board.
we'll reserve all of the questions for all of the professionals at the end. Questions and comments will be at the same time today, and let's introduce the planner. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Council.
All right, Mr. Planner, you're up. You please face this lovely young lady and she'll swear you in.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Your name and address?
It's Paul Ricky, RICCI, 177 Monmouth Ave, Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey.
Well, we give the board the benefit of your licensing and education, please.
Yes, I'm a licensed professional planner since the year 2000. I have a master's degree in city regional planning from Rutgers University, which I received in 1997. I'm currently a municipal planning consultant to 7 communities. I testify regularly in front of boards. I've been qualified upwards of 250 boards throughout the state. I testified here fairly recently for Gina's Tennis World, you may remember
Yes.
me. And my license is in good standing.
I submit him as an expert in planning.
We accept, Council, please
Thank you.
proceed. Thank you.
I do have a handout, if I can start with that.
We give you all sorts of gifts. Everybody's giving you an exhibit. Does that be A6?
Yeah.
And A6 consists of 1, 2,
And I usually wear the jacket. I ran out of that house.
That's us.
I had a tree branch fall on my car.
It's a snow day, that's all.
Well, I had the engineer get in a car accident the last application and a tree assault in this application. So that means that.
If we could leave a few extras for members of the public, that would be greatly appreciated.
Here, if we need to, I could share with Brian if we need to.
Because you guys are a team anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Squeegee and. It's like Lenny and Squeaky and Squeegee and the
We did them out. Like Laverne and Shirley.
So Richie, you've heard the testimony of our engineer and of the architect. And you are fully familiar with the site. You've also examined the master plan, the ordinances that apply in the township of Berkeley Heights. Can you give the board the benefit of your analysis of this particular variance, C variance that we're looking for here?
Sure. First, the exhibit was prepared by Gravion and Gillis. I'll speak to that. Sheet number 1 is really just an aerial photography, followed by a tax map, and it's followed by pictures in the neighborhood. I feel verified that these pictures of these homes exist on Forest Avenue today. To verify that. So the exhibit itself is largely just to get individuals acquainted to the area. From sheet number 1, shows the subject property, 123 Forest Avenue. You can see the planting pattern of the neighborhood. I'll speak to it in a moment, but there's information that from survey information from our site engineer that speaks to the existing setbacks in the area. It's on the site plan. In both directions on the same side of the street on Forest Ave. But while this doesn't show exact setbacks on it, you can see through the imagery that there's a consistent setback, largely consistent setback of homes on the same side of the street on Forest Avenue. You heard our site engineer testify in significant detail regarding the irregularity of the piece of property. Here we have a tax map that identifies lot 6. You can see it's triangular shape. And of importance for a C1 hardship variance is that this triangular shape is unique in this specific area that differentiates it from other properties in the zone. It's not as this is a consistent type of arrangement that you do find on the block. And while I don't have exact square footages of all the homes, you can see the proposed architecture of the subject property on the left. One of the things I did notice that the architect did largely capture a consistent roof line of homes in this neighborhood. It's clear to me while being out there that the neighborhood appeared to largely develop as with single family homes, but those homes have been many of them have been replaced or upgraded, where there's numerous 2.5-story homes on the block, and we depict those in the exhibit. So there's 2 pages of pictures showing homes of similar characteristics on Forest Avenue. And what I noticed, they all seem to have a largely consistent peaked roof, which the architect kept consistent in his architectural design. I'll try not to be repetitive. You know, we are seeking the 1C variance for the front yard setback. We are in your R15 zone. This is an existing 12,458 square foot lot. As I said, it's undersized. We're proposing a setback of 32 feet, which is an increase in the setback from 30.3 feet that exists today. In terms of all other yard setbacks, building height, pervious coverage, building coverage, this application conforms to the requirements of the zone. You see on the engineering plans, there is survey information of the other lots in each direction, and I'm going to read those to you. And if you look at the exhibit on page 2, it shows the block and lot information. So those setbacks for lots 3, 4, 5, skipping our lot, 7, 8, and 9, and the average front yard setback for those properties is 33.13 feet. We are proposing 33.5 feet. I note that none of those setbacks in the 6 properties do meet the 50 feet. They are all undersized, and we are exceeding that average. From a land use planning perspective, that in itself results in sound land use planning that we are proposing essentially a consistent streetscape along the property frontage.
Just to clarify, you're proposing 32, not 33.5.
Yes, excuse me, 32 and 33.13 is the average. So we're right in the scheme of that, excuse me for that. We also are reducing the building coverage from 15.1% to 14.9%, and the lot coverage from 24.1% to 23.8%. Indeed, the house is going up, but its footprint on the property is smaller. I see this as a classic type C classic hardship case. The law says that by reason of exceptional narrowness, shallowness, this property also does not meet the requisite lot depth requirement, and resulting from the shape of a specific piece of property, the strict application of any regulations would result in particular and exceptional practical difficulties or exceptional undue hardship upon the developer of such property. You've heard from the site engineer that a very small, it's a very limited area of this property that could be built on because of the irregularity. That's
And the easement.
and
And the easement.
and the
And
easement,
not build upon the easement.
and the easement as well. And here, I think I've already demonstrated that the lot is unique for the zone. It is specific to this area. Regarding the negative criteria to demonstrate that the variances can be granted without a substantial detriment to the public good, that's namely the surrounding property owners, without substantial detriment to the zone plan. Again, keeping in mind that this is a single family zone, we're a single family home. Our side yard setbacks are exceeding the side yard setbacks for the zone, significantly larger than the neighboring properties as well. So that does promote adequate light, air, in open space. Regarding the C2 criteria, we also meet several purposes of municipal land use law. Purpose A, essentially, most relates to the general welfare of the community. Here, I already mentioned reduction of building and lot coverage. We are a permitted use that meets all the zone requirements for the setback, and we are largely consistent with the setback for neighboring properties. I believe I saw that the applicant is installing a dry well here as well on the property, so there would be stormwater management benefits as well. Purpose G, to provide sufficient space in appropriate locations to meet the needs of New Jersey citizens. Here we have a single family home that's consistent with many homes in the neighborhood. I believe it results in desirable visual environment as well due to the new architecture and the consideration that the architect gave to try to blend this house in with other houses in the neighborhood. Because we're essentially largely consistent with the setbacks for that front yard, largely consistent with the existing setbacks in the area. I do believe this also results in both sound land use planning and a better zoning alternative for the property in this context. I did look at your 2022 master plan. This project also advances at least one goal and one objective: promote smart growth and encourage development patterns that complement the existing character of the township. Also to protect and enhance the character of existing neighborhoods, particularly single-family residential neighborhoods. And also keeping in mind that this is a district that does allow for 2.5-story, 30-foot height, and this application is well under that as being proposed as part of the application. So that's my direct testimony.
So basically, what we've been able to accomplish since November is we've given it more air, more space, greater distances between the existing, the proposed house and the adjoining property owners. And we've kept away from the limiting factor, that one of the factors that other lots don't have is a 10-foot easement, and we've stayed away from that. So with all the reductions that we've listed in the various exhibits in this is a classic C1, C2, and you would recommend approval.
I do. I believe we clearly meet the statutory burden here.
On the basis of this testimony, I submit that is our application, and I submit planner, architect, and engineer for any questions the board or the public may have.
Thank you very much. Members of the board, any questions or comments for any of the professionals and the testimony provided this evening? Mr. Coviello?
None.
Thank you. Mr. Deegan?
Good.
Mr. Delia?
None.
Mr. Sylvester?
No.
Mr. Pareda?
No.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to open up the meeting to members of the public that have a question or comment regarding the testimony provided from any of the professionals this evening. May I have a motion, Mr. Deegan?
Make motion to open to the public?
May I have a second by Mr. Delia?
I'll second.
The meeting is now open to members of the public that have a question or comment regarding the application before us at 123 Forest Ave.
And if you could just give us your name and address, and let me know if you have a question.
Limbo, 100 Forest Avenue.
Do you have a question or a comment?
I have a question.
Okay.
I'd like to be fair. This is the house here now. Is it gonna be set like this one? Are you turning it like that?
Yeah, if you look at, can you show the, hold on one second, I'm gonna have them answer your question.
Okay.
Go to the.
Yes.
You see how we moved it?
Oh,
So it faces the curve,
right.
so.
Where this one's more
Yeah,
straight
it's,
across almost.
the problem with this one is it was following the one street
Right.
and didn't turn. Now this one, because we reduced the width, you can see that that's the old, and you see how long it was. We reduced the width and we're able now to face it to the front of the street.
All right.
That answer your question?
Yes.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I just to confirm, the height, Mr. Bimbo, you have a single-story ranch
Yes.
in the neighborhood, which is approximately 20 feet or so in height. And again, let's just please confirm the height of the structure across from the Bimbo house. It's 29 and change.
25 to the midline, 28 and change to the peak.
Right.
Okay, just, it's a two-story home as compared to your same story. Just
25.69
for points of clarification, since you're the party across the street.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The meeting is again open to members of the public that have a question or comment regarding 123 Forest Avenue. And Mr. Mbimbo's
No, I
making
forgot to pay for it.
He forgot his glasses. Ms. Mbimbo? Thank you.
Hi, Ann Mbimbo, 100 Forest Avenue. I've been in the home that I'm in for
Sorry,
almost
can I just
68
swear you
years.
in? Because this is a comment.
It's a comment and a question.
Okay, can you just raise your right hand?
I'm sorry?
Can you just raise your right hand?
Oh, yes.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Go ahead.
I've lived at 100 Forest Avenue for 68 years, born and raised there. I love the neighborhood. I've watched it grow. I think the thing that bothers me the most is the tear down of the existing home. I understand progress has to move on, and I'll deal with that. So as we conform our little ranch homes into these big homes now, it bothers me a little bit as far as my safety again. I feel like I live in these little homes. Nobody's gonna come and bother us. We're just these little homes. You know, we don't have anything. It's just these little homes. And now these houses are getting bigger and more expensive, which again is to my benefit because I will benefit when I go to sell. Having said that, my concern was with the first pictures that we had back in November. My concern was, is this going to be a multifamily home?
I can answer that. We took great deal of pain and we listened to the board, we listened to the people. We eliminated a big section of the basement. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
So that goes from a full basement to a crawl space.
Right.
Can't use that space. Nobody's gonna dig it out,
Okay.
especially with a brand new home.
Okay.
We had almost 400 square feet of living space in the attic. We eliminated that. And I made a joke about, unless you really don't like somebody, who's gonna live when you pull down the attic. But you can't stand up there. The plans don't have that height. We've made it to a no livable space.
Okay.
So, what has happened in terms of trends, and I can't testify, but I can tell you trends, a lot of times, the kids come home, maybe to your chagrin, or maybe that you like it, they come back after college, and sometimes you have ability where you have an in-law. But in this situation, it will not be a multifamily because there's one kitchen. And there is no separate entrance and exit. You could see, I'm only commenting on what physical evidence that we presented.
Correct.
So, and the last thing we would want to do is to try to market that way would adversely affect the price.
Okay. Also, is there a deck or porch or anything like that
We-
attached to the home anywhere?
I don't believe we got that. Did we? Iman, did we get it to a deck or porch?
I think there was a patio on the plan.
The patio.
There was a patio in the back, yeah.
Just a platform in the back.
Platform.
On grade? Is that one's on grade?
And the patio.
Patio's
Right,
great.
yeah.
Can you just confirm the square footage of the patio? Is it 12 by 12? Is it?
Sure.
So it's not a deck, but it's an on-grade patio.
Okay.
Maybe favors based on the type of house.
It's 16 feet by
Not at
18
this time.
feet.
Okay.
8.4.
The homeowner decides. Okay.
344?
231.
It's 230 square foot on-grade patio in the rear yard.
At the rear, okay. Off of the dining room, off of the, I'm trying to, I'm picturing my house, it would be off the dining room.
What room is that in the back? Kitchen? I moved that.
Okay. So towards the garage side.
No, actually, you're talking about the patio?
Yeah.
The patio is behind the kitchen area.
Okay.
Kitchen is,
So it's not the garage side.
it's not.
Not
the-
garage
the
side.
opposite.
So there, you know, it's the west side of the house,
Okay.
southwest.
And just one more comment, when you start to build, make sure they clean the street for us.
That's a prerequisite as a condition of resolution. There's a couple of conditions that we are going to discuss next.
I can
Should this
tell you, I was here on a different project with your pre-construction group, which is the building department, your zoning officer and the engineer. You have a very diligent and particular group. So part of that requirement is to make sure the site is policed. And I use the word police like you do in military, meaning keeping it together. Just one question. She did ask me whether there was crosstalk, so I just put on the record, I did answer her. I may have shouldn't, but I did. She asked about a fence. I said, at this point, we don't do that unless we have an end user who may want it. And if that comes the case, we would
We
go
did
for.
speak about a vegetation buffer.
Right, no,
Yeah,
and
last
she
time.
asked about an actual fence. I said, we're not doing that unless an end user may want it, then we'd have to go get a fence permit.
Correct.
But I just wanted to let you know, she did ask me that way, we're going back and forth,
Okay.
so you were aware of what she said.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
Good luck.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Last call for anyone from the public that has a question or comment regarding 123 Forest. Seeing no one, may I get a motion to close, Mr. D'Elia?
Make a motion to close the
I have a second by Mr. Parita.
Second the motion.
The meeting is now closed to members of the public regarding 123 Forest Avenue. Council summation, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As you can see, we took great pains to listen to the board and listen to the public. We have kept this particular project more in keeping with the neighborhood. This is a classic C variance. And the municipal land use law is extremely clear. When you have a lot that is of such strange and difficult conditions such as this, you got a pie in the back and you got a radius in the front. It cries out to have relief, especially when you heard the testimony of the engineer that there's virtually, if we did the backyard and the side yard and front yard, according to the ordinance, there'd be nothing left. So I don't need to belabor this point. I've given you the engineering, I've given you the planning, and I've given you the architectural. I believe we have done a yeoman's job of making it more what you express a desire of. And I would ask that you grant the approval of this project. I think it will be a great addition to the neighborhood and to the town. Thank you.
We did speak in November, and I'm thinking about Ms. Rosenberger, who lives across the street, was concerned about the overgrowth and the vegetation in the front of the house that exists today. And there was a public health and safety concern. Will that, I think that was a condition of resolution on the last application in November.
Well,
I believe you agreed to trim them.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that as long as you're building, I don't know if the building department is gonna want us to get a demolition permit first. If they don't require
I don't-
demolition to permit.
Yeah, I don't
to do
think
landscaping,
a
then I don't have a
demolition permit and removal of shrubbery or a
I-
hazard.
only reason I say that, I was a little surprised because when I asked about a construction trailer on this other project, they said I needed separate permits.
Okay.
Which is not normally what a lot of towns do. If you have a site that's fenced off, they allow a construction trailer. So as long as don't have any prohibition from the town, we'll take care of, that could be a condition of resolution. We have enough people who can go over there and cut it down.
Council, I do appreciate you and your team returning. The goal is to respect the integrity of the neighborhood, the municipal land use law, and I appreciate the fact that you were willing to work with the town, the residents regarding a better product. At the end of the day, we all work very hard to make a better product. In my opinion, we came out with a great result and a better product, and I would be in support of this resolution, but I'd like to just have Ms. Wolf chime in regarding any potential conditions of resolution, should this application pass this evening.
Sure, so I believe you already submitted a stormwater plan, but that will be subject to the review and approval of the township engineer. You'll keep the property free of blight, to Miss and Bimbo's point, that you'll just keep it orderly. Any lighting will be downward directed, so it doesn't impact the neighbors. I think that's our typical miss, yeah, it's not an addition.
Trees,
Any-
any tree permit that would
Permits,
be
if you need
required.
them.
Gotta get us permit.
I think that's it.
Great. With that said, may I get a motion on this application, Mr. D'Elia?
Make motion to accept this percent.
I have a second by Mr. Parita,
I second the motion.
and a roll call. Regina, please.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Coviello,
Yes.
Mr. D'Elia.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester,
Yes.
Mr. Pareda,
Yes.
Mr. Deegan.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday. I don't think I'm gonna see you before Easter or Hanukkah, or Passover. Almost said Hanukkah. So, I think that we've accomplished a very outstanding home. I think you'll be very happy. My client builds an excellent home and you'll see the set product. We're gonna leave all these here with you to,
Okay.
so your planning department can keep whatever copies they want, whatever they don't want. We do not need them back.
Okay, Council, thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank
May I get a motion to open up the meeting to members of the public, Mr. Deegan?
Make a motion to open to the public?
May I have a second by Mr. Sylvester?
I second it.
The meeting is now open to members of the public that have any question or comment of the zoning board this evening. Anyone? There are no comments this evening from the public. May I have a motion to close, Mr. Deegan?
Make a motion to close.
May I have a second by Mr. Ringwood?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I get a motion to close the meeting, Mr. Ringwood?
So moved.
May I have a second by Mr. Delia?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is now closed. Regina, our next meeting is March 26th. March 26th. And that was the carry, and that'll be the 713 Realty. That's the service station at the top of Plainfield Ave. I believe that's the only